On this week's episode, I've got some LEGO Speed Champions. I've got some really cool Aliens Dark Horse comics. And a very special job lot of vintage pieces. Seeing as we missed last week's episode as normal, we're going to start with the delivery from then. And this week's comics include Batman 143. The variant for it. They seem to be taking inspiration there from the Dark Knight Returns Joker, don't they? Batman City of Madness issue 3. Now, I think that might be the final volume of that one, final issue. Superior Spider-Man from Marvel. Gang War crossover, we've got Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Miles Morales Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man. And I've mixed that one up. Daredevil Black Armour. Marvel always gives us Star Wars comics, and we've got Darth Vader this week. Transformers from Image Comics or Skybound, depending on how you're looking at it. Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 80. Zawa and the Belly of the Beast. There's some interesting covers on these ones, I have to say. And there's two of them. Sweetie, Candy Vigilante, Volume 2, issue 1. Bloodborne Bleak Dominion, issue 4. We've got cover A. I haven't put these in order, let's see how they come out. Cover B. And cover C. Oh, that worked out quite well, didn't it? Something is Killing the Children, Volume 7. Spy Family, Family Portrait. And I'm not quite sure why I've received Volume 1 and Volume 3 of His House again, but I have. And the only toy-related thing that came in this week was this Grand Admiral Thrawn Funko Pop from Ahsoka. And it has to be said, I don't think I've ever been quite so disappointed to receive a Thrawn-related piece. It's not too bad, I suppose. Games Workshop have sent me the latest copy of White Dwarf, so come and get that now. And we've also got, I believe this is a new Black Library mini. Orcs, Uthak Black Hawk. It's a very cool looking mini. These ones do tend to be quite expensive though, but there's a lot of fun to be had painting that. Got two of them and a pile of Bucky books. Age of Sigmar, God Eater's Son, and the Hollow King. And then 40k, we've got Renegades Harrow Master, Krieg, a Death Corps novel, The Lion, Son of the Forest, and a few of the Black Library Celebration 2024 short story collections. Well, I didn't give you a new goodies video last week, did I? So this week, I'm able to get filming a little bit earlier and show off some of the stuff that I've got. I'm going to start with a trading that came from Joshy Boy. If you haven't checked out his video, a tour around the shop, make sure you go and do that. I'll make sure it's linked in the description as well. So yeah, he brought me in some Lego Speed Champions and a diecast model as well. So let's have a look at those to start with. And there we are, we're going to get started with this Speed Champion one. They all come with the minifigures, but this one's a McLaren. Don't ask me to tell you what the models are because I'm not that up on my cars. So yeah, McLaren there. They all appear to be complete. This one's a Toyota Supra. Bright yellow, looks like Pac-Man to me. We've got Dom's Charger from the Fast and the Furious. Dom's in there, he's got his nitro bits beside him as well. And we've got this Ford Fiesta, which seems to be the gem of the lot. No idea why. Maybe it's a little bit older, maybe it's just more sought after, I'm not sure, but it seems to go for considerably more than the others. And he also brought me, did Joshy, this one, and it's one of Brian's Nissan Skylines from the Fast and the Furious as well. It's 1/24 scale and it's by Jada. Nice model. Very cool. Look at them wheels. Were they like that in the film? Those rims? I don't know. And we had one more diecast item brought in this week. Yes, it's hovering at the back there. Terminator. 1977 Dodge Monaco Metropolitan police car with a T800 endoskeleton. The figure is terrible. It really is shockingly bad. No articulation whatsoever. It's literally just made to stand beside the car. It doesn't hold the gun properly at all, hence why it's at that silly angle. Why it's included is beyond me. Greenlight, you're fantastic at making these model cars. Stick to that. So yeah, there's the diecast car. Very, very nice model. And unlike a lot of Greenlight, this one does actually have opening doors. I find a lot of Greenlight models are just static and don't actually, apart from the wheels turning, they don't do much else. But yeah, that's a nice model. And not a bad price, but I have had to take into account that the side of the box, for some really weird and bizarre reason, has been cut and had two tiny little strips of cardboard cut out of it. I've no idea why. What on earth was the owner doing? So some pretty cool brum brums there. And sticking with the lots from last week, I've got some Star Wars stuff. Now this Star Wars job lot that I got in was quite large and eclectic. There was all sorts of stuff there, and I'm not showing you all of it because not all of it is worth looking at, but I do think that this piece is. It's a game by Pandemic System and it's unused. It's one of those quite nice games that tend to be quite expensive to buy, and it comes with miniatures. It's a Clone Wars one. We've got Grievous, Asajj Ventress, Darth Maul with his robot legs. Is that Dooku? I think it's Dooku, or Darth Tyrannus. Aayla Secura by the look of it. Obi-Wan, Luminara Unduli, Mace Windu, Yoda, Anakin, he had to be there, didn't he? And Snips, or Ahsoka. And tons of cards as well. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. There you are. Interesting. I do get a few gamers coming into the shop, so maybe one of them will like that. And it also came with this one. The deck building game. I don't know much about it. This one is sealed, it is brand new. And there you are, over 50 unique cards apparently. Ugh, Disney. Get it off my Star Wars. We had a carded figure as well. This came in from Mark of Blue Harvest Toys. Link to his channel will be in the description as well. Contact chip, Admiral Motti. Now I actually bought this off him in his charity live stream Christmas Eve, I think it was. I finally got around to dropping it off. Thank you, Mark. So that wasn't part of the job lot, but I still thought worth showing you. This one is a strange one because it's Force Awakens, it's crap, it's a load of rubbish, none of us like it, and yet for some bizarre reason this figure of Captain Phasma seems to be demanding quite a high price. Maybe it's because they're unlikely to ever make one again, seeing as the character died and didn't really add nothing to the story whatsoever. Box is a little bit mashed, but they're going for 25 quid loose, so there we are. Power of the Force 2, and we've got a Ronto, one of the creatures, beast of burden. It is missing the Jawa that will be sat on it, but I might have one of those somewhere, so if I can dig one out, I will. Big talking Stormtrooper. This is one of those Disney Store ones.
Stop that ship! Blast them! Open the blast doors. There's one. Set for stun. Take over. These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Lots of phrases there. Also, lights and sound effects. And we've got a vintage Rancor. Quite nice condition. There's a little bit of wear just inside the shoulder creases there where the arms have been moved around. Jaw works nicely. As you can see, a little bit of paint wear to the teeth, but that's about it. Otherwise, very nice condition. And a Hot Toys. We actually had a Hot Toys brought in. Sadly, First Order from Force Awakens. But I've got it at a bit of a come get me price of just 99 quid. I'll be to have a quick look, see what it's like. I have to say I quite like the artwork on the interior card there. That's quite nice. It's an unnecessary effort, so that's good. And look at it. It looks like it comes with loads of stuff. It's got all the hands there. Great big massive flamethrower, flame effect. Gas canister for his back. It's a nice piece of kit. And there he is without all of that plastic in the way. You can actually see what he looks like. It's quite nice, that, isn't it? Looks like he's got a tiny little black mark on his forehead there. I'll try and clean that off. Probably be able to get that off quite easily. And yeah, these are really articulated. Well, I say they're really articulated. They're fairly posable. You sometimes find that the armour can get in the way, but as a rule, the Hot Toys are quite nice and posable. Oh, that's the coil there that connects the gas canister to the gun. Where would that be packed? I don't think that belongs where it was. I'll find out where it goes in a bit. And obviously it comes with the figure stand as well, which is underneath there. Now there is some more Star Wars stuff to show you, but I'm going to save that till later. And another little lot that came in last week were some Funko Pops. So let's have a look at those as well. Now, thank goodness there weren't so many of these. Just the 4 standard Funko Pops. We've got a Wonder Woman from Justice League, a Superman from Justice League, a black and white DC Bombshells Harley Quinn, and a colour Poison Ivy Harley Quinn, which seems to be the better one of the lot. Nice and cheap ones. But we also got this great big massive Green Goblin from Into the Spider-Verse. Look at the size of that thing. But it's a bit of a bargain at just 25 quid. I think so anyway. That's a lot of plastic for 25 quid. Another week, another delivery. In fact, there's 3 deliveries here. We've got the Diamond delivery, we've got a Games Workshop delivery, and we've got a Star Images delivery. Let's have a look and see what's inside. And we'll get started with the comics as usual. DC, we've got Batman. We've got the variant cover of Batman, which is a bit typically dark, I suppose. Catwoman. The variant for Catwoman, a little bit brighter. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Issue 5. 2 more to go after this one. We've got Godzilla Rivals. Mothra versus Maguire. However you pronounce it. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 2. Gang War Luke Cage. Captain America, this is the Straczynski run for Mr. Excelsior's Domain. Spider-Boy. Daredevil. Star Wars. We've got a new Predator series here. This one's called The Last Hunt. I'm not sure what to make of this one, because I think the mask looks a little odd and the mandibles look a bit weird. I don't know, maybe it's just a redesign of the helmet or a new one. Liking that they're introducing the Berserker Hounds. We've got Alien White and Red, well, yeah, White and Blood, Black, White and Blood. Got the Alien Queen stood there on top of one of the Wayland Yutani Corporation buildings. Spawn! This is apparently the record-breaking 350th issue. What record is it breaking? We've got Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 83. Army of Darkness Forever, issue 5. And Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft, issue 1. From manga, we've got Bloodblade, volume 1. And The White and Blue Betweeners, which I think that's a one-shot type manga, is that one? We got some new Warhammer stock this week. Got the Tau Commander, which is a restock, but got 2 of them because someone's expressed an interest in buying 2 of them. Combat Patrol Astra Militarum. Look at all those guys. Lots and lots of guys. These are the runts of the Imperium. Or should I say the grunts? Yeah, these are the grunts of the Imperium. I suppose compared to a Space Marine, they are a runt, aren't they? The rank and file. We've got the Eldari. Used to be the Eldar, but changed the name because they couldn't copyright Eldar. Nice models in there. Very nice models. We got a Chaos Space Marine Combat Patrol. They're in a dreadnought in there by the look of it. They look like a lot of fun to paint, which means they're probably the complete opposite. And I decided to expand my range and start stocking some Kill Team squads. So we've got the Exaction squad there. Which these all apparently are Arbites. I've not heard of Arbites before. What are they? Love that dog. Got the Phobos Strike Team. All these infiltrator Space Marines. We've got the Scout Squad. We've got the Blooded, which these all look a bit like traitors. Acadians that have fallen to the Chaos Gods by the look of it, and Blades of Cain. So an Eldari strike team. Or kill team, not strike team. Strike team does something else, aren't they? And I got some restocks on the Super 7 Ultimates Shogun Godzillas. Just like the old Mattel toys, but a bit smaller. Working exactly the same way. This one's an awesome glow in the dark one. And I got a couple of Funko Pops. We got this Disturbed Funko Pop. It's the guy. I'm quite a fan of Disturbed myself. I never realised that the guy on the front of the records was called The Guy. From Dragon Ball, I've got the grumpy old Giffer. Do I have to try and pronounce his name? Do I have to? Kamasenin? Is that right? Kamasenin? I'm going to go with Kamasenin. GX Materia Kamasenin. We'll go with that. I prefer grumpy old Giffer. And don't you just love it when you get some nice new stock in at bargain discount prices. 15 quid for Shoto Todoroki. And we got a couple of pretty cool Bruce Lee figures in the form of these Diamond Select ones. I always think these are quite good value for money. You get a lot of figure, a lot of packaging, and for not a lot of money by today's standards. And we got a little pile of horror figures from NECA. We've got Pennywise from It, the 1990 version. Tim Curry at his absolute finest. We got the modern version from what's now known as Chapter 1, because there's a Chapter 2. We've got Screamface from Ghost. No, we haven't. We've got Ghostface from Scream. Cracking figure. Lots of nice accessories. And speaking of accessories, this one comes absolutely packed. You get the Good Guys Chucky doll from Child's Play. You can just about make out in the back as well there, you get a flat packed box that you can fit in, just like the doll in the film. And because I keep selling out, and because a customer's asked, I've also got Tiffany from Mezco. These are the big 15-inch dolls. Talking ones. I can't get this one to talk at the moment, so I'm guessing either the demo batteries have died or it's switched to off. And then this week we went and picked up some Doctor Who stuff from someone who's been holding it for me since before Christmas. Yeah, finally got around to picking it up. Now, sadly, a lot of it was crap. Load of rubbish, so I'm certainly not showing you all of it. But there are a few decent bits in there that's worth selling on, so we'll take a look at those. No Doctor Who collection is complete without a TARDIS. And this one, it's not just a cardboard box, it's also a set of audiobooks, each one featuring the 11th Doctor, and 3 of them are actually read by him. They're all an hour and a half long each, and you get a few in there. The only thing I don't like about this is it's a lot of empty space, but still a cool piece. From Sci-Fi Collector, there's this diecast Dalek. They did 4 in the set. There was a TARDIS, a black Dalek, gold Dalek and a Cyberman. And I always quite like these. They're quite accurate to the show, about the same size as the plastic figures, but they're just made out of solid diecast. We've got an adipose stress toy. These always sell quite well, very, very quickly as well. Last one went within a day of me listing it on the website, so I can't imagine that one will hang around too long. We've also got the Doctor action figure, 10th Doctor with radio control K9. Now sadly the box is very badly faded on this one and the window's yellowed a bit, so I'm going to price it up as though it was loose. Sticking with the figures, we've got a 12th Doctor figure. This one, it's got like a really, really dark purple jacket, very, very dark, and a black shirt, and it's got his short hair. Another set that's not so great is the Utopia gift set. This one comes with 10th Doctor, Martha Jones, Professor Yana, and newly regenerated Master. There's a pile of DVDs, and they start with the beginning box set, which features the first 3 ever stories: Unearthly Child, The Daleks, and Edge of Destruction. For some reason there was 2 of these, but one didn't have the slipcase. How strange. Also, Claws of Axos, an absolute classic. Originally entitled The Space Vampires. Make of that what you will. Possibly the best Doctor Who story of all time there, Genesis of the Daleks. Still an absolute classic no matter what Russell T Davies does to try and ruin it. Invisible Enemy. Not quite as great, but does introduce us to the K9 character. And Meglos. Very strange, someone's inscribed new into the case there. Well, it may have been once, but it isn't now. Couple of novelty gifts. We got the salt and pepper shakers. These are ceramic and they're in the shape of the TARDIS. I had a set of these once, but for some reason one of them disappeared. I wonder if it ended up anywhere nice. And a vintage TARDIS or police box. I don't think these are official BBC, so you got to call it a police box. Money box. Original stopper as well. Love that piece. And we got a pile of books as well, annual type books. Starting with 1995 yearbook, 1994, 93. What a classic image that Dalek is there. I believe this one was 1992. We got the Key to Time 21st Anniversary Special by Peter Haining, hardcover edition. Journey Through Time Doctor Who Special, that's a bit thicker is that one than your normal annuals. We've got the 1986 annual, which is quite hard to find. I think it was the last one that they did in the original run. The 1985 one. None of these have been written in either, which is quite good. Oh, one of them has. 1984, I think that one is. Yeah, 1984. 1983. 1975, so there's a jump there, isn't there? And 1974. The 75 is the one with the writing in, by the way. And it's the kind of writing in an annual that I actually quite like. It gives it some history. To Daryl, Christmas 1974. Love, Mum and Dad. 1974. And the very first Doctor Who annual ever. Excellent stuff. Has a little bit of damage to the bottom corner there, unfortunately, and a couple of pen marks on the front, which I'm going to try and get off. I think I can probably get some of that off. Very cool piece here, The Amazing World of Doctor Who. This is the book that you had to send off with coupons, I think it was, to Taifu Tea to get. Again, a little bit of damage to the bottom, but these are very, very difficult to find. And I Am the Doctor. John Pertwee's final memoir, put together by John Pertwee himself and David J. Ho, who was a fantastic, or probably still is a fantastic, Doctor Who historian. Very hard to find, hardcover version. And 2 of the hardcover Target books, which are almost impossible to find in good condition. These tended to always go out to libraries and have the usual stickers, stamps, labels, and horrible wear to them. These ones are in really, really good condition. Fury from the Deep and The Mind Robber. Very nice pieces. A long-time customer and one-time subscriber of comics from us, not of the channel, but of comics, has brought me a pile of the comics that he once bought from me. We've got a lot of Alien stuff and a few other bits as well. Let's take a look at those. And that's the pile of comics he brought in. So let's see what they are. Like I said, Aliens. And it's the Dark Horse Aliens. This one is Resistance. We've got issues 1, 2, and 3 of what was a 4-issue run. I believe that was when he decided to stop getting them. Why didn't he just get that last one? We got Dust to Dust, which is a 4-issue run. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, they did some really nice cover variants for this, and at the time I remember them not sending me issue 2, which is such a shame because these are gorgeous, and I have a set of these myself and I still need an issue 2 as well. That's 1, that's 3, and that's 4. I absolutely love the artwork on those. James Stokoe, this guy does some phenomenal artwork on his comics. He both writes and does the artwork for his own comics. And we've got Dead Orbit, issues 1, 2, 3, and 4. Full set. Now, I've read a couple of his Godzilla runs. He's amazing. So I look forward to giving that Dead Orbit a try myself. William Gibson's original screenplay. This is the unproduced version of Alien 3. I believe this is a 5-issue run, or is it 6? It might be 6. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there. So yeah, 5 issues. And some Predator comics, Predator Hunters. This was a really popular run, was this one? And there's all 5 issues included. And the second series, Hunters 2, was a 4-issue run, and there's all 4 of them. Now, they did also do a 3rd series, but they cancelled that part way through because Dark Horse lost the license. It went over to Marvel. Stranger Things. This is the first Stranger Things comic series, all 4 issues. A lot of Dark Horse goodness here. IDW now, and we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters 2. So the second run of these comics. Issue 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I tripped up when we originally ordered these and for some reason never got issue 2 at all. So we've got Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've got the blank variant for issue 1. We don't have an issue 2, but we've got 3, 4, 5, and 6. So sadly that is missing one of the issues. But we do have a complete run of Series 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then they did do a 3rd series, but that's not here. But there is the animated version. Issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we've also got the first 13 actually, issues of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers by Boom Studios. We've got issue 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And hiding underneath there is the first issue of the Pink Ranger story. And Carl also brought me a couple of really cool figures here. We've got this Deadpool one. It's an amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech. It's version 1. There is a version 2 of this now, which comes with a couple of extra head sculpts. But this is the original version. It's a really, really nice figure. Never been played with, never been out on display or anything like that. It's only ever been in the box. And yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Also brought me, now I'm not up on my Digimon, but there's this Bandai Tamahashi Nations Digimon figure. Now this one apparently is part of the Digivolving Spirits series, and it's Tentamon. Oh, how are you supposed to pronounce words like this? Buta Mini or whatever. You can see what it says there, can't you? You can see what it says. No, you can't, 'cause it's all blurry. There you are. Now you can see what it says. And yeah, that's what it's called. I'm going to call it number 6. It says it's number 6. So we'll go with number 6. The baffling thing is, it says it's diecast. Now, I've got the figure here. And although it feels quite solid and everything, I can't find any die-cast on it. Does it mean the pins that hold it together? I'm not going to try evolving it or transforming it on camera. I'm not going to do it at all, actually. It's going to stay like that because I'm not messing around with it. Weird looking thing, isn't it? Something new that I've just taken on at Cosmic Toys is a range of board games. Now, I know they are not for everyone, but some of these are winning awards in the board game community. Some of them are brilliant, and all of them are loads and loads of fun. These are them. Why not have a look? Now, I'm not entirely up on all of these, but I do know that those that play them absolutely love them. And my daughter actually have that Stomp the Plank, and they love it as well. Yeah, the Clone Wars one is not part of these, it's just there because it's a board game. There's some cracking party games included. There's even one here, just because it's got a bit of a damaged box, we've got it half price. Should be 20. Should be 20 quid, should that? There's all sorts of fun to be had with these. They are all brought to us by Hatchet Board Games. And that one there, Corridor, that's winning countless awards. People absolutely love it. Let's have a look at some of these. Made with wooden pieces as well, look at that. Actual wooden pieces. You have to excuse the idiots outside making lots of noise. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can. Acropolis. Some brilliant stuff here. I like the sound of this one. There's 3 murder mystery type things included in here, and you have to try and figure out what you do. You figure out the mystery as you go along, and you get to play it 3 times because there's 3 in there. So that's really, really cool. And this one printed especially for the UK as well, because it's got Big Ben on it. It's got Big Ben on it. The normal edition of this doesn't have Big Ben. Could be wrong, but I think it's the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. And this company they have their own catalogue, and there's all sorts of cool stuff in there. Catalogues have just fallen on the floor. There's all sorts of cool stuff in there that you can order from their range, and you can now order them via us. So come and get them, guys, come and get them. And this last batch I'm going to show you, they were found in the back of an old shop, one that's been going for a lot of years over in our neighbouring town of Huddersfield. It's a shop called Something Wicked, and they used to do Hornby trains, model kits, Warhammer, bits and bats of other things, vintage toys before when they weren't vintage. And the owner died, I believe it was before we were hit with the coof. Sadly, everything went to probate, and it's only in recent months when they've been allowed to do anything with the stock. They've cleared most of it out, and some of the stockroom finds they decided to bring over for me to have a look at. Now, at first, it was believed that these were 100% legit, and then after having a look at them, I started to think that maybe they're recards. Well, that was last week. The guy's been back again since, with more vintage toys that 100% are not recards. And now that shed a little bit of doubt on my original thoughts of whether the first ones were. So I'll let all you experts out there take a look at these videos and tell me what you think. But I'll start off with some vintage LJN Dune figures, which I know they're fine. Now, I did a little teaser on my Instagram and Facebook with a close-up similar to this of this logo and a couple of others, and it got people's appetites a little wet. Anyway, this is the Dune stuff, and wow, there's some quite special pieces here. This one, the Sand Scout, Sand Crawler, although the blister has yellowed, or maybe I'd say brown in this instance, it's still sealed on the card. It's well and firmly attached. Not many of them pop up, and I can't find any at all at the moment. There's some wear to the packaging, you know, it's been hanging around in the back of a shop since 1980, what? 85? 84? 84. So yeah, it's a long time, is that, to be stuck in the back of a shop. I'm quite pleased with that. Then we've also got the Freeman Tarple gun. Now, this one, it's unused, it's never been taken out of the box. However, the tape has dried up, the gum on it has completely dried up, and on both ends, it's come away from the seal there. So it can't technically be sold as sealed, but it's as good as, you know, it's never been out of that box. And I am curious as to whether or not those electronic sounds and flashing lights work though. But yeah, as you can probably see, the star of the lot by far is the Sandworm. This one is definitely still sealed, never been out of that box. Very, very scarce piece is that one. That's a nice one. And this particular toy, if you look at the back of the packaging on the others, was kept as a top secret surprise. They didn't want to reveal what it was until it actually made for a release. So yeah, that one's a little bit special, and the tape seals on that very, very good. But the doubt last week came from these. Now, apparently these have been sat in a case since the 80s. We do have crunched bubbles. As you can see, this one's a Kenner. There's a couple of Kenners. You tell me whether or not that is a reproduction card back, or whether or not you think it is an original. If it's an original, it's for a Star Wars, it's in very good shape, and maybe I should be wearing white gloves. Another Kenner is the Jawa, look, unpunched. Now, don't get me wrong, I hope with every fibre of my being that these are 100% legit. But I do tend to lean towards the fact that they're recards. But I mean, hell, we've just gone through a phase of having... See, that looks a little blurry to me. It doesn't look as clear as maybe it should do. But then again, I don't know what the printing was like back in the 1970s. We've got some Palitoy. And I don't know if you can tell, but it does have the waffling. All of them have the waffling around the blisters, around the bubbles. See? Was the correct waffling that you would expect. Again though, I would have expected those images there to be slightly clearer than what they are, but maybe that's me expecting something of the 70s quality that I shouldn't. suppose these were intended to be disposed of, weren't they? Another Palitoy here. Sadly, not a hollow tubes. What's your thoughts? Let me know. See, he's still got that waffle in there. See it? Usually on the recards you get smooth. It's warped. There's a crease. Why would there be warps and creases on a modern recard? Again, slightly warped on the power droid there. Another Palitoy. Back to Kenner for this one. Again, correct waffling on the blister edges. It's got crinkles, which you wouldn't expect on a recard to the blister. I'm really 50-50 on these. I was a lot more sure last week that these were recards. Now 3PO got the waffling, and you can see it very clearly there, actually, very clearly. He is slightly coming away, just ever so slightly down there, sadly. I mean, I bought these even as recards because the figures are in excellent condition, obviously. The minty mint inside there. You can't get away with doing recards on battered figures. So I bought them in as mint uncarded figures, mint loose figures. I'm hoping that if they are recards, that the weapons at least are legit. Obviously, I won't know that. I never will unless we open them. And even if they're recards, I'm not inclined to do that. And this one is the one that throws most doubt because the colouring is just wrong. I'm first to say that. The colouring is wrong. If I put it beside another one, I'll put it beside another Palitoy. There we are. You can see the difference there. But is that just fading? Is that just because it was on the top of the pile and that one's had some light exposure? But you can see very clearly there is like a pinkish hue to the Star Wars and the silver banners. And obviously the colour, the yellow's gone from the Luke and Leia at the top there. So that's the one that cast all the doubt immediately as to whether or not these were legit. But again, you tell me, because on the back, it's fine. The colouring is perfectly fine on the back. So if they can get it fine on the back, why wouldn't they get it fine on the front? Which again tells me that maybe it's faded. And then two more came in this week that were discovered in another box. And those are these. A couple of Empire ones. Both Palitoy. We've got FX7. Again, it's got the waffling that it needs to have. These ones, well, this one in particular, you can see the blisters ever so slightly yellowed, which you would expect from this. We've got kinks in the blister, we've got dinks in the blister. Why would you do that on a repro unless you're really trying to convince someone? And this guy wasn't trying to convince me at all. He was asking my opinion. And he took a low offer, so he's not, well, he didn't take a low offer, he took a high offer for loose figures. And I've got his details to get back in touch with him should these turn out to be legit. And I will, because I'm nice like that. Again, unpunched on this Hoth Stormtrooper. And another thing that kind of lends credence to these being original. The tape on the inside that holds the blaster, that holds the blaster to the blister, has yellowed a little. You see it? So yeah, I'm really torn. I'm really torn as to whether or not these may or may not be real. The fact that they have wear, they have creasing, they have stamps on the inside of the card, which you wouldn't do that on a reproduction, I don't think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm trying to convince myself. What do you think? I haven't shown you the backs of these, have I? And then on the Hoth Stormtrooper. What's your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. So I've had a lot of vintage figures in before, but carded, never really my sort of thing. Nice, very, very nice. I like them, but I've never been interested in investing so heavily in vintage toys. What do you guys all think to these? Are they legit? Or are they not? That's all I've got for you this week. I think it's plenty. I think it's some fantastic pieces. Watch out for them on my socials and on the website. At least most of them. Or some of them. Maybe one or two of them. Maybe. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, remember to ring that ding-a-ling to be notified of future content. Thanks for watching, guys. It's always a pleasure to do this for you, and I hope you get as much fun out of it that I do. I'll catch you again next time. Bye-bye!
This is Corridor. The aim of the game is to move your piece from one side of the board to the other. Sounds simple, right? Well, it can take a while. Each player can either move their piece one space, either up, down, left or right, or they can decide to place a wall down on their turn. The idea is to place walls down to stop your opponent in their tracks, whilst also making positive ground yourself. If players meet face to face on the board, down a corridor, they can jump over each other one space. Once a corridor is placed down, it cannot be moved, and you cannot box a player in completely with walls. There must always be a path to the opposite side available, even if it takes a little longer to get there. You could also play with 4 players, with the other 2 players trying to travel across the board horizontally.